Good evening to all of you. We can start our discussion on the GST. If you have any query, any question, please let us know. थोड़ा सा डिले हो गया आज के डिस्कशन में. सपोज टू बी स्टार्टेड एट 4 PM, बट ठीक है, थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया. एक्सट्रीमली सॉरी फ्रॉम माय एंड. So any question you can share with me, and we can discuss the same. Sorry. GSTR1, GSTR3 भी प्रैक्टिकल रिटर्न फाइलिंग या कोई भी जीएसटी के प्रावधान में कोई भी समस्या है या कोई भी कंफ्यूजन है, वी कैन डिस्कस. एक कंफ्यूजन मैंने देखा, तो मैं शेयर कर देता हूं कि अगर मान लो रेस्टोरेंट ई कॉमर्स ऑपरेटर के थ्रू अगर गुड्स की सप्लाई करता है, अगर ई कॉमर्स ऑपरेटर जैसे मान लो रेस्टोरेंट है, वो स्विगी जोमेटो के थ्रू सप्लाई करते हैं. वेरी गुड इवनिंग. वेरी गुड इवनिंग. देन इन दैट केस वेयर द ट्रांजेक्शन वुड बी रिपोर्टेड. अब व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? द प्रॉब्लम सप्लायर के लिए जो रेस्टोरेंट है, वो सप्लाई क्या है? एग्जेम्प्ट है, टैक्सेबल है, क्या सप्लाई है? फॉर द टाइम बीइंग we need to report in 3.1.c, but that is not correct because it is not an exempt supply. And at the same point of time, ई-कॉमर्स ऑपरेटर इस ट्रांजेक्शन को नॉर्मल रूट के थ्रू दिखाई देंगे, नॉर्मल रूट के थ्रू बताएंगे, विच इज 3.1.a. मतलब अगर B2B है या B2C है, क्योंकि वो टैक्सेबल सप्लाई है इन द हैंड ऑफ द रेस्टोरेंट, नो, इन द हैंड ऑफ द जोमेटो. सो यहाँ पे मिस्टेक होने के चांस है. सो प्लीज टेक केयर दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट. वेरी गुड इवनिंग पंकज जी, वेरी गुड इवनिंग प्रमिला मैम, वेरी गुड इवनिंग कृष्णा जी. वेरी गुड इवनिंग कनक जी. any question in the GST? Negative liability में in the composition dealer there is a problem in the negative liability statement. So उतना अमाउंट आपने कैश में पे किया था, and then you would be able to file the GSTR4. उसका क्या करना है? So you need to file the refund application in RFD 01. वहाँ पे जो कैटेगरी आप सेलेक्ट करेंगे, the category would be excess taxes paid. And also one more point, that when you select that category excess taxes paid, then problem would be which period I need to select. Will it be 1920? Will it be 2021? Will it be 2122? Or will it be 2223? Or will it be any particular month? In my view, you have to select the financial year 2122. You have to select the financial year 2122 for which we are filing the GSTR 4. उसको सेलेक्ट करके जब आप फाइल करेंगे तो आपको ये एरर मैसेज आएगा या यूँ एक पॉपअप आएगा रेड कलर में, रेड अलर्ट मैसेज विच इज शोइंग दैट प्लीज फाइल ऑल द रिफंड एप्लीकेशन। क्योंकि रिफंड क्या है, क्रोनोलॉजिकल है, सिक्वेंशियल है, मतलब आप पीछे वाले पीरियड की रिफंड एप्लीकेशन फाइल किए बिना आप आगे की रिफंड एप्लीकेशन फाइल नहीं कर सकते। तो करना क्या है, यू ऑल नीड टू सेलेक्ट, you all need to select the all the prior period before 21-22 as a nil, and then you can able to file the refund application of 21-22 for taking the refund of the excess tax paid. Any other problem or any discussion which we can do? Scrap sale can be done in the composition. Scrap sale कर तो सकते हैं, valuation would be the question mark. क्या वैल्यूशन वुड बी द क्वेश्चन मार्क, मीनिंग देयर बाय कि वैल्यू मैं डिफरेंशियल सिर्फ मार्जिन लूंगा, विल आई टेक ओनली द मार्जिन एज ए फॉर द चार्जेबिलिटी ऑफ द 1% और 5% और 1% और 2, जो भी रेट है, वट एवर द रेट इज देयर, will I take the margin or will I take the total value? Now that is the only problem in my view. Both benefit would not be available. One cannot take the margin and pay the GST only on the certain percentage. In the composition we are paying the GST as a 1%, right? So probably they will not be able to take the benefit if they are opting the composition scheme. Members are requested to ask any question. If anybody have any question, please ask. Now we have started the one business corporate accountant course that is divided in 7 module covering advanced Excel, GST, income tax, tally, advanced Excel and PF modules, banking modules. So if you are interested, you can do the inquiry. That would be very beneficial course for the become participant or become student or the any person who has started recently the career in the finance and account would like to groom themselves. Then it would be very beneficial course. We are going to run the scholarship exam also in the next week itself. So if you are interested, you can do the inquiry. ITC on the fixed asset under section 16.3. Is it eligible? Is that right? Meaning office equipment, computer, air condition, etc. ITC on the fixed asset 16.3. I think it is talking about only the point, na? That either you can uh, uh, either you can see the tax component, either you can capitalize the same and take the depreciation, or you can take the ITC. See the two part, I can capitalize the same and take the depreciation on entire value including GST. If I'm doing so, then I will not be able to take ITC. That is logically correct also, because suppose if I will pass the accounting entry, my cost of furniture is say 1 lakh rupees, GST is say 18,000, and total value is 1 lakh 18,000. While passing the accounting entry, either I will debit the furniture as 1 lakh and I will debit the input tax credit as in 18,000, or I will debit entire furniture as 1 lakh 18,000. I can't do like this, that on entire 1 lakh 18 I will capitalize and also I will take the ITC. That not possible. And one more thing, that people are not matching the books of accounts with the electronic credit and cash ledger available in the portal. That is big problem. See what I mean to say, that books of accounts We'll have some balance of the electronic credit ledger, ITC. That should always match. That should always match with the ITC as per the electronic credit ledger, and similarly for the cash ledger. Because might be you have taken the ITC and probably the same is booked in the expenditure account. Try to understand this point. I am saying might be you have taken the ITC of any invoice, but in the books of accounts you booked the entire amount as an expenditure. What will happen? It means you have taken the benefit in the Income Tax Act also. You have taken the benefit in the ITC. It is somehow it is similar to the 16 subsection 3. Again, I am repeating why. What is the 16.3? That if my say asset value is 1 lakh, tax part is 18,000, I can either capitalize 118 and take the depreciation on the entire 118, or I can take the ITC of 18 and take the depreciation on 1 lakh, because I cannot take the double benefit. Am I right? So meaning thereby sometime what happen, that you are booking the ITC in the extended time period after end of the April, after end of the March till September, or annual return, whichever is earlier. So the point is, so the point is, what treatment you are doing in the accounts, the same treatment should reflect in the portal. uh, Assistant accountant batch, ITC 2 लाख से कम है तो आपको सीए सर्टिफिकेट नहीं चाहिए। अगर 2 लाख से ज्यादा है तभी सीए सर्टिफिकेट की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है। हाँ, अगर किसी भी पार्टिसिपेंट का स्पेसिफिक लैंग्वेज रिलेटेड कंसर्न है, इंग्लिश या हिंदी, आप मुझे यहाँ पे बता दीजिएगा, आई विल अकॉर्डिंगली change my conversation. Many of them are saying to book in the F&A P&A for the taxable amount. Book the F&A in the PL for the taxable amount. But you mean to book it in the PL if ITC taken? Book it in the PL means the see FA. I will not take the PL now. I will take only the depreciation. नहीं, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में तो मैं डेप्रिसिएशन लेके जाऊंगा ना। असेट को तो मैं कैपिटलाइज करूंगा, डेप्रिसिएशन थोड़ी, मैं एक्सपेंडिचर थोड़ी लूंगा। ऑडिट ही नहीं कर, ऑडिटर विल नॉट डू द ऑडिट। You cannot book the expenditure, you cannot book the capitalized and revenue expenditure. There is a difference. पोर्टल में फाइल नहीं हो रहा, सो कुछ प्रॉब्लम है पोर्टल की। बट ITC 02 क्या वो एरर बता रहा है क्या कि आपने सीए सर्टिफिकेट अटैच नहीं किया? इज इट? असिस्टेंट अकाउंटेंट बैच, क्या वो एरर बता रहा है? पोर्टल में जब आप फाइल करते हैं तो क्या कोई एरर थ्रो करता है, या क्या सिर्फ, या फिर सबमिट ही नहीं हो रहा? एरर क्या मुझे बता सकते हो, एरर क्या है? क्या यही लिखा हुआ है कि नीड सीए सर्टिफिकेट? मैंडेटरी है फाइल करना? मेरे हिसाब से सीए सर्टिफिकेट विल ओनली बी नीडेड व्हेन द टैक्स कंपोनेंट, जीएसटी आईटीसी कंपोनेंट वुड बी मोर देन 2 लाख। व्हाट इज द रेट ऑफ द कैंटीन फूड प्रोवाइडेड टू द एम्प्लॉय इन द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी? रेट के बारे में मैं आपको ज्यादा एडवाइस तो नहीं कर सकता मदन लाल जी, बट इट वुड बी इट वुड बी इधर 5% विदाउट आईटीसी और 18%। बट एक बार रेट आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा, रेट के बारे में मैं कमिट नहीं कर सकता। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? तो भी नहीं ले रहा है। सो एक बार आप तो भी नहीं ले रहा है, ओके। बिकॉज मेरे हिसाब से सीए सर्टिफिकेट का रिक्वायरमेंट 2 लाख से ज़्यादा के ऊपर है। अगर ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है ना, तो आप एक बार कस्टमर केयर पे कॉल कर लेना। आई होप यू हैव रेज द क्वेरी ऑन द कस्टमर केयर एज वेल। आपने कस्टमर केयर पे भी क्वेरी रेज की होगी पक्का। क्या जवाब आया? 21-22 annual return open for file. uh, very soon it will be available, probably in a month or two it will be open, but as of now it is not available. ठीक है, मैंडेटरी मार्क है, चेक कर लेना। मैं चेक कर लूंगा, बट नियम के हिसाब से अगर बात करूं तो मेरे हिसाब से 2 लाख के ऊपर है। बट फिर भी मैं ITC 04 का एक बार फॉर्म चेक कर लूंगा डेफिनेटली, एंड विल गेट बैक टू यू इन द नेक्स्ट लाइव डिस्कशन। कई बार प्रॉब्लम, ऐसा नहीं कह सकते असिस्टेंट अकाउंटेंट बैच, ऐसा नहीं कह सकते कि कस्टमर को कुछ भी नहीं पता, ऐसा कहना गलत है। क्योंकि कई बार प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होती है, जो टेक्निकल रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम होती है वो सॉल्व होती है। ठीक है, ट्राई टू कॉल देम एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट द सॉल्यूशन। अगर मिल जाता है तो बेस्ट है। अगर आप कह रहे हैं मैंडेटरी तो सीए सर्टिफिकेट लगा दीजिए। अगर आप कह रहे हैं मैंडेटरी तो सीए सर्टिफिकेट लगा दीजिए ना। Document for the trade name is asking while applying for the GST registration. Officer is asking. The officer is asking for the register while issuing the trade name. Then portal is asking. Portal is asking. So it is a proprietorship concern. Is it a proprietorship concern? Any trade license, MSME license, try to take any MSME or trade license, Udyam registration, might be that will help you. Clearing agent doing service to his customer, actual port expenditure incurred by the clearer, there is no markup but for the service charges charging the GST, but issuing the invoice with all information out to upload the GSTR1, we should process only the service related transactions. GSTR1 में अगर मैं कोई प्योर, इफ आई एम डूइंग सम एक्सपेंडिचर इन द प्योर एजेंट कैपेसिटी, if I am doing the expenditure in the pure agent capacity, that will not be included in the value, so उसको exclude कर दीजिए। Meaning thereby in the taxable value in the bottom part you will write the taxable value, so the tax will accordingly come. Total invoice value, you can match the total invoice value including your pure agent expenditure, because probably there is a single tax invoice, right? There is a single tax invoice in which you are writing the reimbursement, and also you are writing the service charges and GST on that service charge. So in my view, total invoice value would be the total amount which is of invoice, which is reflecting on the invoice. And in the taxable value, please write only the service charge on which you are charging the GST. You can say that there is a difference in the total, leave as it is, no problem. कमीशन एजेंट को रजिस्ट्रेशन लेना मैंडेटरी है, टर्नओवर 20 लाख से नीचे है, इंटरेस्टेड सर्विस नहीं। नहीं नहीं नहीं, कमीशन एजेंट इज व्हाट, सी अगेन, see, if I'll go to the section 24 now, it's talk about its mandatory registration. It's mandatory registration for the principal agent. But whether that agent is also including the commission agent, also covering the commission agent, in my view, not. There is a circular also in the GST in which they have explained the mandatory registration requirement for the principal agent. So in my view, that commission agent will not be required if the total income is less than 20 lakh. He will not fall in the mandatory category. Any question? पंकज कुमार जी, इज इट क्लियर? सर सीटीयू रुपीस की डिमांड करता है, तो उसका लॉ में क्या सॉल्यूशन है? मत दीजिए, प्रोसेस की रिक्वायर प्रोसेस फॉलो कीजिए। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? एनी अदर लीगल क्वेश्चन, लॉ रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन? 129 एंड 130 प्लीज एक्सप्लेन सर। सी 129 और 130 क्या है? 129 सिंपल है। अगर how it is uploaded, we'll check. Krishna sir will check and try to do the same in the next time. I'm not sure that how it will be. So Narendra ji, 129 is detention if e-way bill or the tax invoice is not there or not matching or not correct. They will detain the conveyance, they will detain the goods, and there are the two provision. There are the two provision that if owner come forward or if owner does not come forward. If owner come forward, then the penalty amount is 200% of the tax, and if owner come forward and the goods is exempted, then 2% or 25,000, whichever is lower. If owner does not come forward, then the amount of the penalty would goes up to 50% of the value or 200% of the taxes, whichever is higher. So this type of the penalty would be there. And 130, earlier it was interlinking, but now what happened? They have delinked the 129 and 130 to each other. Now the goods can be confiscated. What is the meaning of the confiscation? What is the meaning of the confiscation? The confiscation meaning that the ownership of the goods will be vested with the government. Now, till the detention is being there, the owner would be supplier or recipient whomsoever, but they are only keeping the goods. But when they detain the goods, then when they will confiscate the goods, initiate the proceeding under Section 130, then the ownership would be lies with the government. They will have the right to dispose of the same. uh, any other specific question we can discuss right now, but this is the crux of the 129 130. एडवोकेट संदीप तोमर जी, गुड इवनिंग सर, कैसे हैं? असिस्टेंट अकाउंटेंट बैच, अगर वो नहीं समझते आप तो प्रॉबेबली आप तो लॉ समझते हैं, तो एटलीस्ट यहाँ पे जो डिस्कशन करें वो लॉ का कर लेते हैं. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन विच वी कैन डिस्कस? जी सर. temporary registration given by the department limit the penalty for unregistered person for not having the bill of the supply. Okay, so that is okay. See, section 25 subsection 8 talks about that 25 subsection 8 talk about that registration can be given by the proper officer also. So there is a temporary registration in which you will need to pay the taxes, 2% of the value of the 50,000, whichever is lower. And after making the payment, you can make an appeal against that order. You can make an appeal against that order. But the problem, always remember, in such cases, the registration would be available only for 3 months. So the entire process would has to be initiated within 3 months. Appeal has to be furnished within a period of 3 months. After that, what happened? That number would be deactivated unless you will convert that number into the regular registration. Uh, Composition dealer wish to go 6%. Manufacture and sale for the bricks. I think there is another option. There is last other option. Na? So other has to be selected. You are talking about registration. You are talking about the registration, right? At the time of the registration, I think last option other would be selected. Pankaj Kumarji, GST intermediary services. So it is taxable, and even though your and in case of the intermediary services, if your customer is located out of India, then also it will be taxable as CGST and SGST, because the supplier ka location and the place of the supply would be same. But the registration given, but the is apply for registration given as apply for advance ruling. Why for advance ruling? Why for advance ruling? It will be appeal, right? Appeal under section 107. It will be appeal under section 107. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. So need to approach the department, need to do the interaction with the technical team, you will find a lot of problem. E-invoice on RCM in case of the B2B supply, then supplier should take supply track RCM and generate the e-invoice. Recipient no need to do anything. Right. Nothing to do. Recipient will not do anything. Will not do anything. Recently, there was one of the case that there is a partnership firm registration, and what happened? The goods has been detained. Temporary registration has been granted, but by mistake, the department has granted the registration in the name of the partner. Instead of the partnership firm pen, they have granted the registration, or they have given the temporary registration for one of the partner. So that is the problem. So there are a lot of the problem in the section 129, section 130, temporary registration. Oh, oh, no problem, sir. The only point, Narendra ji, the only point that he would face difficulty. He would have to face some difficulty. That is no doubt about that. But he will able to take the refund. He will be able to take the refund, but might be you have to take extra effort. You have to give the extra effort because of the mistake of the department. Unnecessary, the SSC has to be here. So, any other question? No registration, sir. Is there an impact in the GST on the patent transfer and how to prepare the invoice? See, if you permanently transfer, then it is a supply of the goods, or if you are only giving the right to use, then it is a supply of the services. Rate would probably be 18%, but you can check the GST tariff. Invoice would be in the same manner in which we are preparing normal invoice, like tax invoice. Rule 46 is talking about certain content of the tax invoice. कुछ content होना चाहिए. That content you should ensure the same. So exactly it is normal tax invoice. Very good evening मनमोहन सिंह जी. कुछ दिन पहले आपने कॉल किया था, मैं पिक नहीं कर पाया था. Any specific point you can tell me? सो लास्ट 5 मिनट और है, हम 5 मिनट में डिस्कशन क्लोज करके फिर नेक्स्ट संडे मुलाकात करते हैं. अगर आपको ये डिस्कशन अच्छा लग रहा है, प्लीज क्लिक ऑन द लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब बटन पर क्लिक करना मत भूलना. वी आर स्टार्टिंग द सेकंड बैच ऑफ द बिजनेस कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंटेंट कोर्स. अगर आप लोग इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में लिंक आपको डिटेल फिल करनी है. वी आर ऑल्सो कंडक्टिंग वन एग्जाम, स्कॉलरशिप एग्जाम, जिनमें टॉप 25 स्टूडेंट को स्कॉलरशिप मतलब काफ़ी डिस्काउंट दिया जाएगा. And if you all interested, then you can fill that form and appear in the exams. Exam would be by probably 22 after 10 days. ASMT 10 का नोटिस है, डिफरेंस 1 and 3B, टैक्स लाइबिलिटी रिसीव हार्ड कॉपी बट नॉट अपलोडेड इन द पोर्टल, हाउ टू रिप्लाई. हार्ड कॉपी में रिप्लाई कर दीजिए, एटलीस्ट रिप्लाई कर दीजिए. आप हार्ड कॉपी में ही रिप्लाई कर दीजिए और उसमें क्लियर कट मेंशन कर दीजिए कि देयर इज नो the notice that same has not been uploaded in the portal, but आप अपनी तरफ से रिप्लाई कर दीजिए ताकि ये नहीं रहेगा कि यू हैव नॉट गिवन द रिप्लाई. मोतीलाल चौधरी जी, वेरी गुड इवनिंग. इन केस ऑफ द आरसीएम, व्हाट इज द सेल्फ इनवॉइस, हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द नॉर्मल टैक्स इनवॉइस? देखो, इफ आई विल टॉक अबाउट द कंटेंट पैटर्न, इट विल बी एग्जैक्टली सेम, ओनली द नेम इज चेंज्ड, ओनली फॉर द नॉमेनक्लेचर नेम इज चेंज्ड. मतलब क्या हुआ, अगर मैं सप्लायर हूं, आप रिसिपिएंट है, तो मैं टैक्स इनवॉइस बनाऊंगा, मैटर क्लोज. अगर मैं कोई एडवोकेट हूं, मान लो मैं एडवोकेट हूं, आपको मैं सप्लाई कर रहा हूं, ठीक है, और मैं अनरजिस्टर्ड हूं, टैक्स लाइबिलिटी आपको पे करनी है और आपको टैक्स इनवॉइस बनाना है. Now when you are preparing the tax invoice at your own, then it is called, just name is being given as a self invoice, that's it. हाँ, सेल्फ इनवॉइस तभी एप्लीकेबल होगा आरसीएम के ट्रांजैक्शन में जहां पे सप्लायर अनरजिस्टर्ड है. अगर सप्लायर रजिस्टर्ड है, तो मान लो मैं रजिस्टर्ड हूँ, एडवोकेट पर मैं रजिस्टर्ड हूँ, उस केस में टैक्स तो आप ही चुकाओगे, बट you will not prepare the self invoice because I am registered, so I will issue the tax invoice. Sir, conversion business, how to show the raw material and finished goods in GST return? नहीं, कन्वर्जन बिजनेस, प्रवीण पंडित जी, नहीं, आप सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, मतलब सी रॉ मटेरियल फिनिश गुड्स में कन्वर्ट हो तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है? सो व्हाई यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू शो द सेम इन द जीएसटी रिटर्न? Not yet notified 50 subsection 3, but getting the notices, etc. How to handle this? Just litigate the matter. My simply give the reply the 50 subsection 3 by proposed amendment, retrospective applicability. If they will not agree, then what they will issue? They will issue the order under 73, 74. Again, you can make an appeal, and for appeal, if the dispute is on account of the taxes, then only you need to pay the 10%. but the matter is of interest. There is no requirement to pay 10% also. You can simply go for a bill without paying anything. So till the time the 50 subsection 3 would be notified. In another case, temporary registration created by the department for e-way bill issue, and the registered person paid the taxes in other state, but oh my god. But if the login credential is not given, then how he paid the taxes? If login credential is not given, then how he paid the taxes? Just ask him. Because the supplier is registered in Delhi, GTA registered in Maharashtra, goods lifted from Maharashtra, from delivery to registered recipient in Maharashtra, which tax required to be paid under RCA? Supplier is registered in Delhi, GTA registered in Maharashtra. Assuming supplier is liable to make the payment to the GTA. Supplier of Delhi is liable to make the payment of the GTA of Maharashtra. Am I right? If yes, then it will be IGST. GSTN provided by the department. Okay, okay. Another problem, again, I can say you need to follow the instruction. You might need to approach the technical team. Lot of problem is there. Which government service fall under RCM? Every government service, except three. Except three. So you can refer the serial number 5 of RCM notification. You will get those three items: see speed post, postal departmental, etc. What are the parameter for the GST audit selection by the department? See, the parameter has been, some sort of the parameter has been given, and also they have clarified that it would be 2A, 2B, GSTR, 3B, ITC taken, tax liability reported, e-way bill transaction, etc. Majorly, the most biggest factor is the 2A versus ITC taken, not 2A or 2B versus ITC taken in 3B, or the liability reported in the GSTR1 versus 3B. Praveen bhai, a company turnover about 20 crore. Company prepared e-invoice but not prepare credit note and debit note. Ideally, it should be. It should be. It has to be through the credit note and debit note should be through e-invoicing. If the e-invoicing provision is applicable on the company, then it should be through, even the credit note and debit note should be made through e-invoicing. State tax department not conduct audit. It is not barred. It is not such case. They can also, multiple cases the state department is doing the GST audit under section 65. So we are concluding our today webinar. Where to appeal against GST audit edition? Appeal is only 107. First appeal is commissioner appeal. APL 01. So if the order is passed by the joint commissioner or additional commissioner, then first appeal lies with the commissioner. If the order passed by assistant commissioner, superintendent, in that case, the first appeal would lies with the joint commissioner. The last question: should we need to reconcile between e-way bill and the sales threshold limit exceed rupees 50,000? Whether 50,000 exceed below, okay, you are talking about the invoice where the invoice value is less than 50,000, more than 50,000, then what? Then yes, you should carry the reconciliation, because it can be asked by the department at any point of time. Is it possible to issue the backdated invoice? Answer is no. I join with audit parties in favor of the company. Great. Very nice. So we can conclude our today discussion. Thank you so much for your actively participation. Good night to all of you. We'll meet on the next Sunday. Time will be communicated, but I would request everyone, please subscribe and click on the notification so that you will get notified. Click on the bell icon so that you will get notified. Aris, only solution I can suggest that please make the e-invoice in the current date by putting the document number of the previous date, because still the financial year is same. If I am assuming that the transaction pertain to the current financial year or even to the previous financial year, you can prepare for the time being, you can prepare the invoice in the current date, putting the document date as past. So better to make, so that there is not too much problem in the recipient end. Actually there is no requirement. If I talk about the 16.2, there is no such requirement, but it's better to make the e-invoice right now having the backdated document date. Answer is no, Kalpesh. Invoicing is not required for the exempt supply. It is only for taxable B2B transaction or the export. Thank you very much. Good night to all of you. We'll meet on the next Sunday. Click on the bell icon, click subscribe the button. If you like the discussion, please click on the like button. Thank you so much. Last question, Sarat Nair, how to apply for condonation of delay for filing the appeal. Online option is available. Good night to all of you.